What if everything you thought you knew about Nigeria is wrong? What if the headlines, protecting Christians, fighting insecurity, non-interference, are just a carefully curated narrative to distract you? Because while we argue about morality, charity, and intervention, a far more silent, invisible, and global battle is being waged underground, in the soil, the rocks, and the minerals that will fuel the next half-century of technology, energy, and war. This is Donald Trump doesn't want to help Nigeria. On the 1st of November 2025, Donald Trump sent shockwaves when he hinted at US military involvement in Nigeria, ostensibly to protect persecuted Christians. On the surface, it sounds noble. But the timing, the targets, and the context raise serious questions. Could this be about more than religion?
The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
中方坚定支持尼日利亚政府带领人民走符合本国国情的发展道路，反对任何国家以宗教、人权为。
2 days later, Beijing fired back with unusual swiftness. Think about the timing. 2 days, not weeks, not months, 2 days. China wasn't just defending diplomatic protocol. They were signaling something far bigger. Nigeria isn't merely Africa's giant. It sits atop a treasure trove of minerals that the modern world can't function without, minerals that will determine who controls electric cars, weapon systems, satellites, and artificial intelligence in the next decades. Lithium, the lifeblood of electric vehicles. Tantalum, essential for your smartphones and microchips. Niobium, critical for jet engines and missile guidance. Rare earths, the invisible backbone of modern defense systems. Nigeria has Africa's largest untapped high-grade lithium deposits, potentially enough to fuel the EV revolution for decades. Proven tantalum and niobium reserves ranking in the global top 10, critical for aerospace and military tech. Over 68% of mining licenses controlled by Chinese companies between 2020 to 2025, consolidating influence before the world even realized. By 2035, Nigeria could overtake Australia as the world's second-largest lithium supplier if the mines remain in the hands of those willing to pay and protect them. This isn't speculation. It's a projection based on current contracts, licensing trends, and Chinese investment strategy. And yet, while the world watches headlines about sectarian violence, the most decisive battles are invisible in boardrooms, on maps, in meetings few will ever know exist. Yes, over 50,000 Nigerian Christians have been killed since 2009. The persecution is real. But why intervene in Nigeria and not in Pakistan or Eritrea, where it's statistically worse? The truth is hard to ignore. Nigeria holds what the US military-industrial complex now desperately needs: a diversified, non-Chinese supply of critical minerals. Batteries for Tesla, guidance systems for F-35 jets, cutting-edge surveillance equipment, all demand minerals that Nigeria has in abundance. AFRICOM's commander met with Nigerian defense officials the very week Trump spoke about US investment in security infrastructure, military training, and logistics is synchronized with mineral access. This isn't coincidence, it's strategy. This is where things get interesting. What are they actually fighting over? China wants long-term influence, infrastructure control, and secure access to minerals and industrial supply chains. They are building Nigeria into a reliable partner for the next generation of technology and energy. US wants to counterbalance China's dominance, secure supply chains for critical minerals, and maintain global leverage in Africa. The battleground isn't fought with tanks, it's fought with investment dollars, political pressure, diplomatic signals, and moral narratives. And Nigeria is caught in the middle. And while the US and China fight for attention, France and Britain quietly maneuver in the background. France still dominates Nigeria's uranium and surrounds Nigeria with military bases in the Sahel, a quiet ring of influence. Total Energies holds significant stakes in Nigerian oil and gas infrastructure, leveraging contracts for both profit and diplomatic sway. London financiers back dozens of junior mining companies, many tracing ownership to former colonial concession holders. It's a subtle, layered strategy. Influence without headlines, profit without outrage, control without overt war. While we debate ideology, the real chess pieces move silently across Africa. Nigeria is playing both sides for now. But history teaches us, resource-rich nations often find themselves cornered, their sovereignty challenged, their choices limited by global powers with bigger stakes than politics or morality.
The US is obviously in the middle of its trade war with China. China controls an estimated 70% of the world's rare earth minerals. And I think we all know that rare earths basically hold the key to future military and economic domination.
Whatever kind of tool you use should be set, because it's risk. Life is actually something that has to do with life.
That despite the political headwind and the fear of our people, we continue to engage with our partners.
This isn't a war fought with tanks or bombs. It's fought with billion-dollar loans versus security guarantees, mining licenses versus military training programs, soft power, Confucius Institutes versus American corners, digital supremacy, Huawei 5G towers versus Starlink satellites. And the prize? More than minerals. It's the ability to dictate who controls energy, technology, and military advantage for the next 50 years. Imagine a world where the next generation of microchips, missiles, and batteries depend on which country controls a mine in Kwara State or a tantalum pit in Plateau State. This is power at its rawest, most invisible, and most dangerous. Nigeria now faces a precarious choice. Align with China, whose investments are tangible, long-term, and deeply embedded. Accommodate US pressure, possibly risking destabilization or creating dependence on foreign aid and influence. Either path carries risks and opportunities, but it's clear that Nigeria's resources, population, and location make it one of the most strategically important countries in the world today. This isn't just about foreign policy, it's about the future of technology, energy, and global power. The US versus China in Nigeria isn't just a story of diplomacy or aid, it's a story of hidden agendas, silent battles, and a fight over the minerals and influence that will define the 21st century. So, next time a politician claims to protect Christians or speak of non-interference, ask yourself one simple question: who benefits? Because the battle is already here, and the prize isn't oil anymore, it's the periodic table itself. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more.